After the universe was saved, after the Avengers defeated Thanos, and after the ultimate sacrifice of the beloved Iron Man, the world was forever changed by this. But one hero was still struggling the most, a teenager from Queens, a kid who has just lost his mentor, a hero who's trying to figure out who is he supposed to be and what makes him very different than other heroes. And I'm really excited to break down this movie since it features like one of Spider-Man's most important and ambitious moments ever in his entire career, and how the ending would pay off in the follow-up for many generations to come for most Spider-Man fans, including myself. What's going on, everybody? My name is Nate, and on this 44th episode of The Road to Avengers Doomsday, we're taking a look at Spider-Man Far From Home, the film that concluded the Infinity Saga, the movie that pushed Peter into the spotlight, and the audience proved that Spider-Man is sometimes harder than being an Avenger. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy this show as I take a deep dive in Spider-Man Far From Home. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, the MCU found itself in uncharted territory. For the first time since 2008, there was no Tony Stark, no Iron Man. The entire world was dealing with the aftermath of the blip, and no character felt that loss more than Peter Parker. The film asked a very important question: how do you move forward after losing a hero? Once again, Tom Holland delivers an excellent performance as Peter Parker. What makes Holland Spider-Man special is that he truly feels like a teenager. Peter isn't just worried about saving the world at first. He's worried about school, friends, vacations, and telling MJ how he really feels about her. But underneath all that is grief. Peter misses Tony Stark, and throughout the movie, he's constantly asking himself the same question: can I ever live up to be Iron Man? The emotional struggle gives the story its heart. So, what makes Far From Home stand out is the setting of this movie. Instead of staying in New York, Peter's class travels from Europe. We get to see beautiful locations, including the international setting that gives the film an entirely fresh feel. And it feels larger than the previous Spider-Man adventures while still maintaining Peter's friendly neighborhood charm. And I gotta appreciate the cinematography they picked for filming these in Europe, especially in Rome and all the locations. It's honestly pretty fantastic to see how Marvel is pushing for Spider-Man. The biggest new addition to the movie is Quentin Beck, who is played brilliantly by actor Jake Gyllenhaal, also known as Mysterio. At first, Beck appears everything that Peter needs. He's confident, he's experienced, and he's a hero from another world. But comic fans already knew something was up, and they immediately see the red flags they see for this hero. Because, in case you didn't know, Mysterio is one of Spider-Man's most famous adversaries in the entire Marvel Comics. And when the truth was revealed, it's one of those best twists in the entire MCU. But guys, Jake Gyllenhaal did pretty fantastic for his performance in this movie. He balances the charm, manipulation, and madness perfectly. In my opinion, Mysterio is one of the strongest Spider-Man villains we've seen on screen. And I gotta give the credits like Marvel putting this villain in the movie. Now, the illusion sequences in this movie are absolutely incredible. These scenes felt like something straight out of a nightmare. Buildings twist, worlds shatter, Spider-Man loses all sense of what's real. The visual creativity is some of the best in the entire Spider-Man franchise. I gotta give credit to the visual effects. It's just something straight out of a comic book that we see this happening. And I like that a lot. And while Tom Holland continues to do some great acting, the supporting cast continues to shine. Starting off with MJ, or Michelle Jones, played by Zendaya. This film gives her so much development. Her chemistry with Peter feels natural and believable. And by the end of the film, their relationship becomes one of the most emotional highlights. Then there's Jacob Batalon as Ned. He still remains one of the most funniest characters in the entire Spider-Man Home trilogy. His friendship with Peter continues to be enjoyable throughout the entire movie, and I gotta give the credit to this actor. He did really great. And then there's Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury. Fury pushes Peter out of his comfort zone and reminds him the world still needs heroes, even if there's not a few left. Even if Peter isn't ready, or as it seems. So one of my favorite aspects of the movie is Peter's growth. Throughout the movie, everyone keeps comparing him to Tony Stark, but Peter doesn't want to become the next Iron Man. He becomes Spider-Man. That's the point. The movie shows that Peter's greatest strength isn't technology. It's in his heart, his compassion, his willingness to do the right thing. And I really enjoyed it a lot. And then came one of the most shocking moments in the entire MCU history. Mysterio reveals his Peter Spider-Man's identity to the entire world, and suddenly everyone knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And to make matters even better, Marvel decided to bring back J.K. Simmons as James Jonah Jameson, who reprises his role from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. And this is like in a different universe, like in the MCU. Fans absolutely lost their minds when they saw J.K. Simmons doing J. Jonah Jameson. Bro was born to do his acting, and I enjoy that. So, what I love about Spider-Man Far From Home is that it balances the fun and emotion. It's funny, it's exciting, but it never forgets Peter's grief over Tony Stark. And Tom Holland gives one of his strongest MCU performances. Jake Gyllenhaal delivers a memorable villain, and the story successfully moves Spider-Man into a new chapter. And in conclusion, Far From Home had a difficult job. It had to follow Endgame. It had to conclude the Infinity Saga and prepare Spider-Man for an uncertain future. Remarkably, it succeeded. The film delivers strong performances, fantastic visual effects, a great villain, and meaningful character growth for Peter Parker. And most importantly, it proves that Spider-Man doesn't need to be the next Iron Man. He needs to be the best Spider-Man he can be. And that's exactly what he becomes. If you enjoyed this episode of Nate Reviews, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and follow my channel for more episodes of Road to Avengers Doomsday. And let me know down in the comments, do you think Mysterio is one of the most underrated villains in the entire MCU? But anywho, thanks for watching, and this is Nate Reviews, and the road continues. Have a good day, everybody.